Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Friday. It's Friday. Friday, right? Friday. It's Friday. Anyways, sorry, I was trying to open that a little bit more there, but that's not working. So, la 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 la. Anyways, happy Friday, everyone. For everybody tuning in, I'm sorry that anyone tuning in live, I apologize for being a little bit late. I was doing some massive journaling this morning trying to figure out what it is that's going on in my head, and I figured it out. And I told thank you, baby sibling, and good morning. I told older sibling yesterday, I said, when I figured this out, whatever's in my head, I said that I need to heal. I said, you watch, it'll be the most simple answer ever. And it was. And so I had to get all that out, so I got as much of it out as I could. And that's actually one of the reasons I almost canceled today. And I thought, no, I can't cancel it today because I need answers. I ended up doing my own reading. So anyways, thank you, baby sibling. I am too. I am hoping beyond hope, maybe a yes or no. I'm hoping beyond hope that this is it, that this is the one thing that has been eluding me that I can finally heal and get out of my freaking way. So anyways, that being said, let's do the cards. Oh, right. I forgot. Last week I did this too. Guidelines. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to be emotional during this reading, guys. Thank you, baby sibling. I appreciate that. So anyways, number 1, do not worry where the message is coming from. I only work from a good place. So if you're seeing this, there's a reason you are here. When I mean working from a good place, it means my spirit guides, higher powers, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't mean the messages don't get dark, and that doesn't mean you're going to hear exactly what you want to hear, but you will hear what you need to hear, all right? Number 2, do not try to make a card reading fit your question if the card does not resonate with you. Forcing an outcome or an answer not meant for you can cause unnecessary stress and overthinking. Don't do it. Number 3, I will give you the message I receive and the message from the book because someone took the time to put the book together. So there you go. Except for the angel answers, I just gave you those. But I have, I don't know if it was an outward request or if somebody was hoping when I do this reading that I would pull this deck, but I pulled, well, these are the decks we're using: Magical Unicorns, Messages from the Fairies, Enchanted Unicorn Orals, and the one that I think I was told to pull is the Romance Angels. And I'm going to do that one last because I have a separate set of guidelines for those, just because it's talking about love. So anyways, all right, let's get rolling on these. So I don't know if anyone can see my little pirate cannon above my head. Older sibling and I went to company yesterday, and she surprised me by buying me some things, and I thought it was so sweet. So, yay! I know it shoots little foam balls, but I don't want to take it out of the box yet. So, like a child. Anyways, within a few weeks, if you're waiting for something, within a few weeks, all right? I've decided that when I get these cards, I feel like they're very specific to people. So, if you have been waiting for something, it's not going to count in our normal 5. All right, just consider it like a bonus card. So if you are waiting for something, or you're waiting to hear back on something, or you're expecting something, it's going to happen within a few weeks. Okay, so just hang in there the best that you can. I know how hard it can be. Sorry, my hair is driving me crazy. I know how hard it can be, but just do your best. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to say this. I can finally see my makeup in this. I like it today. I thought I'm gonna wear purple, so purple eyeshadow. Anyways, within a few weeks. All right. So, nope. When I say nope, it's usually because the card's not resonating with me, and if it's not resonating with me, it may not be resonating with anybody else. So, we got the take action card again. If you were here last week and you still have not taken action on something, this card is telling you to do it. Otherwise, whatever you're waiting for, that could happen within a few weeks ain't gonna happen. So sometimes we have to take the action. And you might be sitting there going, I have done every single thing I can possibly do. But are you trusting? Are you believing? Sometimes that is the action. Sometimes that is the action. I was talking about this answer I needed. So, like this thing that I thought I healed before. And of course, like an onion, you just, when things keep coming up to be healed, it means it's getting closer to being, excuse me, it's getting closer to being healed. But if it keeps coming up, it means there's still work to do on it. And so I knew that if I wanted to get to the bottom of this answer, the action I had to take wasn't just writing in my journal. Sometimes my best thoughts come out when I am typing, because I can type faster than I can actually write. And I tell you, I just got to the second page of journaling, and I had to do the show, but so much happened on the first page. I mean, just like that, it just started flowing. And I even put in there, it's like, God, I thought I already healed all this, but wow, there it is. There it is again. And like baby sibling gave me the answer for, see, even the reader gets a reading. This is it. This is the last of this that I have to heal. And, that doesn't mean that when we're done healing, we don't have triggers. Sometimes we do. But when healing is about finding the tools, to help guide you through when you have these moments of triggers, and so that could be what it means by taking action. Okay. And here we go. If you believe, that's another big thing. If you really want something to happen and you really want something to work out, you have to believe 101% that it's going to work, that it's going to be okay. When, even with, with relationships or partnerships or jobs or family relationships or whatever it is, when we don't believe, we are drawing in negativity. If you are with somebody that is, amazing, or people who are amazing, your friends, your family, your significant other, a coworker, you just have to trust that when bad things happen, it's going to be okay. One way or another. And if it works out in your favor, even better, right? Because that means that you have people in your life that are committed to staying in your life. So there you go. You have to believe. That's a hard one for me. I'll be honest with you. Part of what I was journaling about was how my inner child never learned how to trust and believe. I know when shit happens, it's hard to believe that good things can happen. It's hard to believe that you're deserving and you're enough and you're worthy of things. And that wasn't even the issue. Okay. The issue, I'm going to keep that one private because that's for me. That's for me. And at least not in public. I mean, I'll probably end up telling my siblings at some point, but and it's not to keep it from any of you, because I do try to be a super, super open book. And at some point I may actually talk about it, but it's still a little raw and I need to work more things out about it, whether talking to someone or just journaling some more. So for now, I'm going to keep that under my belt. But I will say this. It has taken me over a week, and this is the first day that I actually feel good about something. And it's something painful that I had to, that came to the surface that I thought I healed. But this is what happens when we take action, and we know, and I know the tools in me. I know that when I sit down at a computer, it is probably going to come out, but it has to be ready. Because I've always known that. It just wasn't until today that I said, look, this has got to be done. All right, so take that action. Opportunity. Sometimes when you clear all that shit out of your way, opportunity can come a knocking, right? Let's see. Remain positive. I love these cards. I love these cards. The ones before it, I think they were really just trying to throw us off, because a lot of times I'll just pull from the top and think, well, it doesn't really resonate, but let's go with it anyways. But no, these are about getting positive messages. And, at least with these cards, it doesn't mean the rest of them are going to be okay. But These are about creating a story, a storyline, you know, and sometimes the negative, well, what I would consider negative, or we might consider negative, will resonate and it will have to be said, but that's not today. Today I feel like, you know, this whole thing is about trusting and believing. All right. So again, remain positive, you know, opportunities. If you believe, remain positive. And the last one, improving health. When you do all these things, believe it or not, it can actually improve your health. You're not stressing. You're not having as much anxiety. Maybe your depression is leveling out a little bit, which can all affect the shit going on inside of you. That's right. It can affect your heart. When I stress out, I can feel my heart, which is not a good thing, but you know, like these little pangs of like, it almost feels like electric shocks going through there because I'm stressing so bad, or I have this anxiety. And it is very, very important for me to not get too stressed or have that anxiety, which is why I've been working so hard on maintaining this level of depression, you know, and balancing it and, you know, kind of thriving in spite of it, you know. And it's not always easy because, like I said, this week was rough. This week was super duper rough. And I was telling sibling yesterday, I said, I feel like the only car on a crowded freeway. And I literally was talking to someone. I felt so alone in my space. And it wasn't for lack of people around me, obviously. But even yesterday, a friend actually told me this morning. I'm going to share this because I think it's important and I feel like it goes with these cards. Yesterday somebody said, if, you know, what does something great, or I can't remember. It was a very positive thing. And I just said, I wish I knew because I feel horrible today. And I almost deleted it and something told me not to. And today she responded and I told her, I said, I almost deleted it because it just, you know, it's not in character for me to put something in someone else's post like that and comment. And it was very basically telling her how I felt. And she told me she was proud of me for being vulnerable. She said she was proud of me for being vulnerable because she knows me well enough that I usually don't. I will be vulnerable on my own posts, but a lot of people that comment on other people's posts don't know me. They're not my friends. I mean, like, they're not my Facebook friends. And so it was a really kind of a nope day the last 4 days. But like I said, I'm still sketchy right now, but these cards, they make perfect sense, you know. Take action because the one person that you need to count on in this life is you. You have to believe, okay? When you take action and you believe, opportunity can come knocking. So remain positive. And it will also help improve your health. You know, in fact, let's just go with one more card because improve your health feels very specific too. So, let's see. Recovery, no. Where was it? Oh, there it is. Ask for help from others. And let go. Okay, so let go of the negativity. Let go of all the bullshit. Let go of all the bullshit. Just trust and believe. I know sometimes when something's going super duper great, we struggle with that belief because we feel like, yeah, great, everything always seems to go wrong. But trust. Okay, I am telling you from me to you, which is not easy because it's not easy for me to do either. Trust. All right. So, okay, my hand's on this one. Magical unicorns. Magical unicorns. Don't worry about where the message is coming from. Just focus on the message. So, magical unicorns. Oh, there it is. That was fast. I guess you only get one from the magical unicorn deck. Pets. You love and understand animals. Okay, there's got to be more than just pets. But you know what? Maybe you're thinking about getting a pet and you're struggling because you're like, well, you know, if you get a cat, please get them in pairs because a lot of people think they're solitary creatures, but they actually could use one another. And just be careful because if you cannot get, chances are, unless they're already paired, getting 2 adult cats is going to require work. But if you get 2 kittens, you know, you might be in good shape. So, anyways, there's another one. But I'll read it for both. But or, check on your pets. I know one of mine's mad at me because I was snuggling with a different one today. The jealousy. So sad. Happy thoughts. There you go. Happy thoughts. To feel happier right now, think about a memory or something else that makes you smile. So I have to tell you, I'm going to show you something on my computer right now, and I hope it stays there because it is just the cutest thing, and it makes me smile all the time. This is one of my wallpapers. I just saw it online one day, and I was just so mesmerized by it. It's so cute, and it's a picture of someone's house. And I don't know how it ended up. Maybe it was a Pinterest thing or something, but it was a cute little bowl and this little guy who I think might actually be a cookie jar. I'm not sure, but it just reminded me of those little Weeble Wobbles when I was a kid. And well, not necessarily the Weeble Wobbles, but the ones that had the little bottoms that were just round and they fit like little pegs into the cars and all that. It just reminded me of that, and every time it comes up, it just makes me so happy because it's just smiling and all that. So happy thoughts. All right, so let's go with the first one. Pets. Pets. Animals love you. All right, if this resonates with you, great. Animals love you. They know that you understand their special voice and that you respect them and their needs. Your pets especially love you, and they really appreciate it when you give them extra time and attention. This card is a message from all animals and your own pets to let you know how much they appreciate you. There you go. So see, they're just telling you. They're sending their message through me. Spend more time with the animals as they help you feel a sense of love that's safe and sweet. Animals also help you play and have fun. So take your dog or a neighbor's for a long walk, pet a kitten, feed some wild birds, or brush your little animal friend. And be sure to give your pets fresh water and food every day. This card also suggests that you work with animals either at school or as a career. You'd be very happy and good at any work involving studying or helping animals. This card can also be a message from pets who have passed on. They want you to know that they're happy in heaven and that they will love you very much. They still love you. Sorry, they will. They still love you very much. Tune in to feel the love from these pets right now and know that you'll love each other forever. I stumbled over that because I still really miss, I miss all the kitties who have passed on in my time. But my very first one was Riley, and she is always going to have that super significant special place in my heart. And I can't tell you, I miss her a lot. I do see her around from time to time. So that makes me feel better. But, she was a snuggle bug. I fortunately have that in Pixel, but Pixel's kind of, she snuggles the way she wants to snuggle. But, I just want to interject this really quick. A lot of people give cats a hard time, but when you love a cat and when you show it affection and you show it that it's more than just, some animal that you've heard all these different legendary things about, they will love you back. Okay. Some of them might be scared. I mean, especially if you get I don't know why I was going to call it a rental cat. I meant a rescue cat. Some of them might be skittish. I have one that's skittish. I'm pretty much the only person that she allows to hold her. But then there's Pixel. Like when Sibling and I go on our annual sister trip, we have a friend that comes over and she's the first one out the door like, hi, you gonna feed me? You gonna water me? You gonna love me? You gonna do something? So she can be very, very social when she wants to be. And, for all intents and purposes, she is actually a disabled cat. She has some problems on her backside, but with her legs and her body, because like I said in previous posts or previous vlogs, she was almost torn apart by a coyote. But she's like a Frankenstein cat in a way. But she was so, I can't remember what I would say, like when you have horses that are usually rental horses, they can get what they call barn sour. And I learned that from older sibling, which means basically they exist. Think of your job, and if you're unhappy and you're just existing in your job, but you do it because, they feed you or they pay you in this case. And I think that's what happened to her in the shelter, because for 2 years, people picked her up and put her down and nobody took her because she was defective. I feel like I'm defective because of my heart. So her and I, we get along. But, and, you know, older sibling. So anyways, sorry. I had to put that in there because rescue pets are amazing. They're amazing, you know, and you have to be patient with them because they are literally either cast away, you know, like maybe someone finds them or someone says, sorry, we can't handle it. Or, you know, a lot of people nowadays after COVID are returning a lot of the pets that they rescued. And, you know, I don't think they're thinking anything of it, saying, oh, well, they'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. But these animals have feelings. You know, you are their forever family, and all of a sudden they're in a cage waiting for someone else to love them. So if you get a rescue pet, which I highly suggest, you know, adopt, don't shop. You know, love them, be patient with them. And also, I love black cats. Not because they do readings and stuff, but because they are so adorable and furry and just lovable. So please don't believe the legends of them. If you're going to, then I read somewhere that in Scotland, black cats are considered good luck. Or maybe I saw it in a show. I don't remember. But either way, so just think of it that way, right? Just they're good luck, all right? Stop thinking of them as being bad. By the way, I walked under a ladder and I lived. So, ta-da! All right, happy thoughts. The unicorns say that happiness is actually quite simple. It comes from thinking happy thoughts. By drawing this card, the unicorns say that you've been thinking of some unhappy thoughts lately. They want to help you turn your life around by changing your thinking. Can you remember a time in your life when you felt really happy and safe? Think about the memory now and feel it in your body. Even if some sad things are going on in your life right now, you have the power to be happy by thinking those positive thoughts. The happier you are, the more quickly things will get better in your life. Happiness is a magical energy that attracts pleasant experiences to you, so don't delay in choosing to hold only good thoughts. This card also asks you to have happy thoughts about other people. You can always choose to see good or bad things in people, and that includes what you choose to see in your own self. To have better relationships, focus on the good within yourself and others. This will motivate everyone to act in better ways. You can bring more happiness to the world by being joyful yourself. When you're happy, you lift the moods of everyone around you. Your happiness helps everyone feel better and helps all of us to enjoy a better world. What are some happy thoughts that you can think of right now? Enjoy them. So there you go. And, you know, I know a lot of times there's people who've had bad things happen when they're kids and they're thinking, well, I don't want to go back to my childhood. You don't have to. You can go as far back as yesterday. Okay, yes, yesterday is just fine. Yesterday I had a hot dog from Sam's Club and it made me feel delightfully happy. And a pretzel. They make their pretzels out of the pizza dough. I know, pizza is my weakness. But pizza and french fries, I know, it's terrible, right? And no, I'm not shaming myself, I'm just saying. It's like, why couldn't I like fall in love with like carrot sticks and celery or something? But anyway, you know, maybe you do somewhere have a happy thought from a childhood. You know, maybe you visited someone or you met someone or you went to Disneyland or you went to an amusement park or you went to somewhere you absolutely loved. Don't worry about everything that happened around it. Remember how you feel, okay? Or you can just go outside and make yourself happy. You know, you can do a lot of things that make yourself happy. Just saying. So, you know, just focus on that. Don't focus on all the negative shit that goes around. We can do that all day long, right? Because, I mean, the whole world is like one big negative blue marble right now. But the choice is yours. You get to choose how you view your life. All right? So, let's do the magical messages from the fairies. Magical messages from the fairies. Ooh. Well, I thought that one was going to come out, but it did not. So, let's see. Magical messages from the fairies. What do we got? Anybody watching live, help me pull a card here. Put out a question. Put out a thought. Put out something. There it is. Ooh. I have a funny feeling that it was older sibling that was saying something because the card that flew out of the deck was, your desire is within reach. So, I can almost feel her cheering from up here. Your desire is within reach. Have faith as everything is working in your favor. Okay? Have faith as everything is working in your favor. This goes back to the Angel Answers deck. Remain positive. Take action. If you believe, right? All those things. And that can bring up opportunity, which can cause your desire to be within reach. So don't quit 5 seconds before the miracle. Okay? Don't stop 2 feet before the finish line. Cross that finish line. Wait for that miracle. That was one of the things that I struggled with when I pulled a healing card this morning. And it reminded me that, you have to trust and believe, right? And trusting, like I said, is not a strong suit of mine. So sometimes you have to do that. And part of believing is trusting. Okay, so if I can do it, you can do it. Or I should say, since I will be doing it, you can do it as well. So, the fairy sent this card to assure you that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Okay, let me try this again. The fairy sent this card to assure you that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. For the universe, okay, I have to tell you, I do not know what's wrong with my reading today. I think part of it is my inner floof, my little liberated inner floof, which is my inner child. I think there's just so much giddiness in finally having an answer to what was bothering me that it's just like, whew, it's like being on caffeine and all I've been drinking all morning is water. So anyways, let's do this again. The fairy sent this card to assure you that your prayers have been heard and are being answered, for the universe is working behind the scenes to help you. Although you may not yet see the results, they're almost visible. Just as a seed germinates below the surface prior to sprouting into a plant, so are your desires evolving into reality. Have faith and trust that everything is working in your favor, because it is. And that's what it says at the end, because it is. Additional meanings. Keep your thoughts positive to attract the most favorable outcome. Think happy thoughts. Overcome procrastination. Oh, man. Older sibling, baby sibling, and I, we belong to the procrastinators club. But overcome procrastination. Give any fears or worries to heaven or your higher powers, your source. Ask for support and accept help as it's offered to you. Be vulnerable. It's okay. All right. Keep going with action steps, which will take you in the direction of your dreams. There you go. Take action and believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Look, I was vulnerable yesterday and I lived. So you know what? You can do it too. I promise you. It is not going to kill you. You will not die. All right. So, and being vulnerable with people doesn't mean they're going to be responsive. So, you just, like I said, when we did self-love lesson number, I think it was 22 or 23, make sure you have a strong support system. Okay, I think that was Tuesday's episode. Make sure you have a strong support system. All right, so let's see what the Enchanted Unicorn Oracle has for us today. I love this deck. I mean, the cards are so happy. They just kind of scream joy. Whoops. There we go. We got 2 for that one. 2. These are long cards too. Let's see. First one, tubular bells. Tubular bells. Oh my God. Patience and trust. Oh, and hey, rainforest. The good luck card. There you go. See, this is just reiterating what those other cards are saying. All right. Happy thoughts. Your desire is within reach. Trust and believe. If you believe, remain positive. Opportunity, take action. Within a few weeks, those cards. So let's start with the tubular. I love that, tubular bells. All I can think of is like surfers, right? Tubular, or the 80s. So number 13, and I love it because the unicorn's purple. I'm purple, and number 13 is my favorite number. I know. And for no other reason than when I was a child about to turn 13, it freaked me out. So I had to learn how to love it. And I decided to make it my favorite number. Hey, it worked. So anyways, here we go. Patience and trust. The zucchini flower. Sometimes known as squash blossoms, the flowers of the zucchini plant are yellow and tubular. They are prized for their culinary contribution to both sweet and savory dishes. There's no use trying to hurry the delicate blossoms. They will flower when they are ready. However, this is a generous, prolific plant, and the flowers lend themselves well to spells for prosperity and fertility. This is kind of a enchanted unicorn deck, so magic might come up in there. So anyways, just as plants and flowers grow at their own pace, everything in your life will fall into place at just the right time. When this unicorn appears, relax and surrender your problems to a higher power, and in doing so, you will be grounded, tranquil, and wise. Patience and trust is the greater good. In the greater good are the lessons of this card. So again, patience and trust in the greater good are the lessons of this card. You have been allocated all the time you need to do what you came to this earth to do. Every individual has a different path to follow, so do not compare yourself to others. Do not compare yourself to others. Manifestation of your dreams can take some time, as there is a lag between the world of thought and the physical world. It can sometimes seem that, despite constantly striving towards a much cherished dream, the opposite seems to be happening. Understand that these obstacles might be a test to see if what you truly want is the best for you. People may accomplish things sooner than you or at a younger age, but do not be discouraged. Your time will arrive at the perfect moment. As Louise Hay said, the point of power is always in the present moment. So I agree with that. I have spent far too much time in my life, because of my age, comparing myself to where people are at versus where I'm at. No, never got married. No, never had kids. I guess one is still an option on the table, and I suppose I could adopt one day. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But tomorrow is another day. Today, that ain't happening. But we have to trust and believe. There are a lot of ways that I feel like I've let my own parents down. Never gave them grandkids. My mom was not alive, and I never got married. I was engaged once, but that would have just turned out bad. So I spent far too much time comparing myself and not trusting my path. But here I am on the path that I truly, truly believe I am meant to be on. And maybe some of the things that we want in life aren't necessarily meant to be ours in that time. But maybe it's for us to show people, hey, don't wait until you're like a bazillion years old to start healing your shit. I ignored my stuff for so long because I felt I didn't have the support I needed. I was open and vulnerable to somebody about my depression, and it got swept under the rug. I've been open and vulnerable about my depression to some other people, and it's a hit or a miss. One day they're okay talking about it. Other days you're just like, nope, can't do it. Don't have the capacity to deal with that today. And so this is why you need that strong support system. You need people that you can turn to that will be there for you when you have these issues. Because sometimes that is truly what causes us to not be vulnerable, is not having that support system. And I'm grateful that I have that. I have it in my two siblings. They're both my soul sisters. But I was just thinking older sibling the other day, because she really carried me through this week. Because I could not get anything straight in my mind. And I felt so alone. And, so every so often, how are you doing? How are you feeling? You okay? And yes, it can get annoying sometimes. And I think it does, because, you don't want to be vulnerable. But after being told that somebody was proud of me for being vulnerable, I realized, whoa, it didn't kill me. So not that bad. Not that bad at all. That's where patience and trust comes from. We have to be patient with those who are struggling to be vulnerable with us. And we have to trust those that we are choosing to be vulnerable with. And that can be huge. Think of it as like you're in a relationship, right? Vulnerability is basically communication. You are putting everything out there on the line. You're figuring out when is a good time. Maybe not, you don't want to just sit down on your first date and go, this is everything that's happened to me in my life. If you don't like it, go away. Get to know somebody. You don't want to scare them away. And sometimes you might. Or if you're lucky, sometimes you may not. They may just sit there and go, okay, okay. And sometimes you never know. They might actually have had the same problems happen like you did. Or maybe they struggle mentally the way you do. But it's how you choose to, so sometimes we just get a little bit excited and we just, and that's me. When I'm nervous, I ramble. I either say nothing or I ramble. Or get like super chatty when I'm nervous. I mean, my poor dad this last week when the Padres, because our Padres are in the playoffs with the Dodgers, and I told him you just kept sending me emojis back after all my texts. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I said, when I get nervous, I get chatty. And that's true. And, or like I said, I just don't know what to say. I just like, like my mouth just stops working, which is surprising because, you see how much shit comes out of me. But anyways, good shit. So anyways, yeah, so patience and trust, right? Patience and trust. It's hard. And I think that's why I'm rambling now, because I'm nervous, because I know that is truly something I have to embrace if I am going to move forward. That's the action I have to take. The action I have to take is to learn to be vulnerable, learn to have patience, and learn to trust. So, there you go. Now, let's go to number 10, the rainforest. Hey, number 10, that's the day I was born. On the 10th. The good luck card, see? And look how happy that guy looks. He's just like, yeah. It's funny because the flowers above him kind of look like the Italian flag, right? Right? All the colors. Or the Mexican flag. I don't want to offend anyone. But, anyways. Oh, Shelly Marie. I tell you. Let's see. Oh, Monstera. The Monstera plant. I have cards up there somewhere that talk about the Monstera plant. In fact, let me see. I'm trying to look back on here to see if I can grab those. We're going to do a double deck reading. All right. So please be patient with me because I know the Monstera plant has big messages. Has totally big messages. Here it is. Right there. The Monstera leaf, honor, respect, longevity, and family history. So honor, respect, and longevity. All right. Oh, and the card right underneath it is love. So there you go. Honor, respect, and longevity. So the rainforest. The Monstera plant is a symbol of longevity and prosperity. Ta-da! It is native to the rainforests of southern Mexico where it thrives in the lush tropical climate. The holes in the shiny dark green leaves let the sunlight through on the dark forest floor, a metaphor for happiness shining through the darkness. This plant is also known as the Swiss cheese vine or the fruit salad plant. An impressive-looking species, it is said to attract good luck into the homes and offices that have one on display. Oh, I may have to run out and get a Monstera plant or just hang up that card. But I like that. If you watch enough nature shows, I love nature shows. I believe it or not, I spend a lot of time on BBC watching nature shows at night with Sir David Attenborough, and one of my favorite words that they use for the forest are the canopies, right? And the canopies are basically what this is talking about. The flower and how the hole, they have the hole so the sun can shine through. It's basically the canopy is like a roof for the forest. And so I like how this plant, whether it was created this way or it adapted this way to create, this flow of light that can come through to create and sustain life on the ground. So, I can see why that is a good luck card because it's like, it is. It's like the sunshine coming through the darkness and just boom, So, the unicorn offers rays of hope and happiness. The rainforest card brings good news and glad tidings. This is the good luck card. The strong, vibrant energy of rainforest foretells great joy. Be assured that everything is working in perfect harmony when you draw this happy unicorn. Trust in the natural order and enjoy the gorgeous good luck you are about to receive. This luck will generally take the form of verdant green energy of growth, renewal, and prosperity. So there you go. That's like 2 cards in a row telling you, hey, good things are coming. So just be patient, trust, and know that they are there. If you feel like your higher power is lagging, don't be shy. You know, I mean, don't yell at them. I've done that. But, I mean, don't yell at them. And yes, I'm still alive. So see, it's not going to kill you. But what that does is it just creates bad vibes, right? Not necessarily between you and them. Because if you have a higher power or a source, they understand where you're coming from. But you sometimes have to remind them that their timing over there isn't necessarily what our timing is over here. So, you know, speak up. You know, tell them what you need and tell them that you need it now in your time. All right? It's not being rude. And I'm talking, you know, I mean, I've asked God for things. And yes, God is at the head of my spiritual table. I have quite a few, we'll call them guardians at my spiritual table. But it's not always easy to let the Catholic girl go. However, that's hilarious. I said Catholic, and this card popped out of the deck. Religious factors. So you know what? Someone's fucking with me right now. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. I feel like this is not necessarily the card we're supposed to pull, but someone just saying, all right, we hear you, because you saw that. You saw it fly out of the deck when I said it's hard to remove the Catholic girl. So, yeah, you know, I'm not a practicing one. I am on a spiritual path, not necessarily a religious one. But yeah, God does sit at my table. So there you go. One of my higher powers, one of my sources. But that may not necessarily be yours. So you know what? Sit down, have a powwow with them, and listen, okay? Sometimes we think, oh man, you know what? This girl is telling me to sit down and talk to my higher power. My higher power doesn't have time for me. Your higher power is omnipresent. Okay? If you're referring to anybody as a god, it means they are probably omnipresent, which means they can be in 1 million places all at once. Guardian angels are the same way. Okay? If you believe in angels, angels are not necessarily, you know, they're non-denominational. Anyone can believe in them. Even if you don't believe in God, you can believe in them. All right, so, oh, my spirit guide's messing with me right now. So anyways, all right, let's get some real messages here. What does somebody need to hear? Oh, right, I think I haven't gotten anything yet because I have to give you the second set of guidelines I was just reminded, for the romance deck. I want to reiterate every single guideline I gave you before. Do not make a card try to fit you if it does not resonate with you. It may resonate later when you come down the road and watch this again, or it may maybe set a little bit of a spidey tingle in you, which maybe you're like, well, no, it's not knocking me off my feet. The reason I say that with these cards is because most times when people want a reading, it's about 3 things. Money, work, and love. It's not about life in general or about what you see in your life or your health or anything. Most of the time, people want to know about money and love. And that can get tricky. That can get very tricky. So that's where patience and trust comes in. That's where being vulnerable comes in, and taking action and believing and remaining positive and remaining, you know, resilient, really. So just when it comes to the romance cards, if they do not resonate with you, please, please, please do not try to make it fit you. Okay? I mean, if you're saying, oh, I'm watching this girl and all of a sudden she's doing the romance deck and I just started dating this guy or this girl or this person and I want to know if they're the one. And, you know, a card may come up that says, you know, keep trying, right? And it may not resonate with the person, but if they're insecure enough, they're going to think, oh, and it really could be the one. So just, if it doesn't resonate with you, please, please, please don't force it to. All right. So let's get going. All right. Let's see what we got. This is one of the reasons I don't like using this deck, but I was told to pull it today, so I am. And I feel like somebody out there needs an answer or requested this deck or something. So whoever you are, this is for you. I guess that's it. And that one. Ooh, we get 3. Look at that. Oh, we get 4. All right, number 1, refree yourself. Oh, I like that one. Hey, maybe it was me that subconsciously asked for it. I don't know. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. It's time to take back control of your life. A lot of times things can happen and it just sends us into a spiral, right? And you're just kind of like, feel like you're free falling, almost like Alice in Wonderland when she goes through, when she, she starts going down the rabbit hole, right? And she's just falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. And sometimes it can feel like that. And then you might come up to a door that's way too small. So you got to shrink, right? Then you got to take something else to make yourself big again. And that's a controlling feeling. But when you free yourself, just allow yourself to be, again, I think vulnerable is our word of the day. All right. This Sesame Street episode is brought to you by the word vulnerable and the number 13. So vulnerability takes patience and trust. And like I said, it's not always easy. It can be scary AF, right? But sometimes it's what we need to do. And you can take baby steps. No one's just telling you to go outside and rip off your clothes and, run around naked. No. You can find a beach to do that, I'm sure. In San Diego, there's one. Yes, I've been to it. But you can take baby steps. You can be open with people around you. You can share things with people around you that you feel comfortable sharing with, right? So that's one of the steps to freeing yourself. It's letting go. One of the last cards we got on the angel answers when we were just randomly pulling, right? When I was randomly pulling, the cards was let go. Letting go is freeing yourself. It completely goes with this card. All right. So again, it's time to take back control of your life. Like the unicorn in the image of this card, you may be feeling trapped. Perhaps you've relinquished control to someone else, or maybe you feel smothered in your career or relationship. As you tune into yourself, you'll sense the specific areas where this message applies to you. You can even ask yourself, in what ways do I feel limited or constrained? Trust the answers you receive. This card comes to you from the romance angels because they've heard your call for great love. Aww. To experience passion through, though, my brain. To experience passion, though, you must first allow yourself to feel deep emotions. That's called being vulnerable. In doing so, you may come up against areas of your life where you harbor discontent. Simply by acknowledging these areas, you bring light to the situation and allow room for the angels to help you. As you commit to taking back control of your life, your feelings will naturally thaw and reawaken. This leads to a greater capacity to love yourself, your partner, and your experiences. So I am going to share just a little bit about what I discovered this morning. And I have to tell you, I really feel like this card, it hits me right between the eyes. Especially the part where it says, you must first allow yourself to feel deep emotions. There's a part of me that is just really shut down. And as I heal and I start to feel like all these emotions coming up and all this, like, you can sense that this beautiful life is sitting right in front of you. And all you have to do is open the door and walk through. And this wall that's standing between me and whatever is meant to be my joy and happiness is basically me holding myself back out of fear. And to put a word on it, I'll use it again, vulnerability. And it's scary. It's scary. And I think what this card is trying to tell anybody that feels this way, just simply by acknowledging these areas, you bring light to the situation and allow room for you're the angels or your higher powers to help you, your source, or even yourself. If you don't believe in all those things and it's just you, yourself, and you going through life without a higher power, you have to learn to trust you. When bad things happen to us when we're younger, they're not our fault. We didn't ask for these things to happen. It happened. But we choose whether or not we hang on to it or not. We choose whether to stay angry about it or not. We choose whether we decide to heal from it or not. And that's where the vulnerability comes in, because you've built up this wall. You have like a bazillion shields surrounding you because no one's ever going to hurt me again. And sometimes we slip, and that it kind of overflows right into our life, our life, our work life, our relationships, our family life, all different kinds of places. Maybe if you, I don't know, if you have kids, it can flow into that direction. You know, I mean, my mom and I struggled a lot, but my grandma and my mom apparently struggled a lot, you know, and we called my grandma the general for a reason. But, and I swear my mom was like a major general right underneath her sometimes. She could be really tough. And, you know, tough love was the name of the game. But she wasn't as tough as my grandma, because I think that's what she was trying to move away from. And so, you know, sometimes we're afraid to be vulnerable because you're always having somebody sit there and go, you're strong. You have to be strong. You have to do this. You have to do that. You know, vulnerability is bad. Vulnerability is not bad. I'm here to tell you that. So, let's see. Next card. Getting to know each other. There you go. Getting to know. I got that song running it through my head now. Getting to know you. What is that? Is that The King and I? I don't know. Older sibling, is that The King and I? Getting to know you? Getting to know all about you. Sorry, it's in my head. I can't help it. So, although it's funny because the time period would be about right for The King and I. So, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Now, that's not just about romance, right? That's about, oh my God, that's funny. That's the next card. I didn't even have to turn the page. This could be with friendships. It could be new family that you might have met. I mean, baby sibling and I have family like halfway across the country that we still have not met yet, except online. Dying to meet them. So dying to meet them. But, you know, your bond deepens. And again, that can take vulnerability, communication, vulnerability. Use your spidey instincts. If it feels like someone you can open up to, just do it. A lot of times your body will just know, and your mouth will start spewing stuff out. And you're like, oh my God, why am I saying all this stuff? Because your subconscious probably realizes that this is a soul, that their energy, their vibe is a comfortable vibe. And your subconscious is saying, I'm overriding you so that we can get to know this person. You know, like I said, when I get nervous, you know, okay, so here's the truth. When I get nervous about sporting events or all that, I get chatty. When I'm trying to talk to a guy that might be a handsome man, or that is also shy, I cannot talk. My mouth goes bloop. Unless they start talking to me, in which case I'm okay. But if they don't, it's kind of like, oh, it's so uncomfortable. But this is what I'm talking about. If you're anything like me, you cannot deepen your bonds if both of you are sitting there looking stupid and not saying anything. So one of you has to talk, all right? So be vulnerable. The romance angels are guiding you to create intimacy with your partner by revealing your true feelings, your dreams and desires, and the other innermost aspects of yourselves. You discover commonalities and learn new ways of relating. If you're presently in a relationship, this card is a message of healing through honest dialogue. So there you go. Communicate, be honest. Like I said, if this person is worth keeping around, they will listen. All right. And that goes for you too. If you are into somebody, you gotta listen. This is particularly true if you've stuffed down feelings instead of discussing them with your partner. Perhaps sitting together with a counselor will give you the strength and support to admit them. Not everybody needs a counselor, I know, but it's just what's in the book. So regardless, this card clearly guides you towards holding deep and honest discussions for the benefit of your love life. So I think, should I say it again? Shall I say it again? Vulnerability. I know you guys. I know it can be so hard and scary and spooky and just all the really crappy things. But like I said, if your mind and your heart have all these things that are just trying to fly out of your face or spill out of your mouth, maybe it knows that this person is okay. And sometimes you have to have patience and trust that. Trust. It's about trust. All right. The next one, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So, wait, oops. Let's see. Okay, now this is funny. This is also the next card in the book. What the hell? Oh, good. That one's far away. Ooh. You know what? That card's not resonating with me, but I think that one's very, very specific. So I'm gonna pull a third card or fourth card to kind of be the general card. After this one, like I said, the next one to me resonated as being very specific to somebody. So, and I don't know who, because, you know, a billion people could watch this later. So, healing your family issues. The answers to your prayers about your love life are based in your feelings about your mother and father. The romance angels see that you'd benefit from releasing old anger towards one or both of them. That's because your feelings about your parents influence your choice of romantic partner and the way in which you deal with relationships. You can ask the angels to help you put forgiveness into action. To forgive someone doesn't mean that you're endorsing his or her behavior. The angels will tell you, rather, that doing so is a form of deep emotional detoxification. It means I'm no longer willing to carry toxic energy within my mind and body. When you find inner peace with your parents, you'll no longer need to attract unhealthy relationship patterns and partners as a way of healing family emotional wounds. All of your relationships, especially the one you have with yourself, will benefit. I'm not going to comment on that one. And I only say that because that's a tricky issue. And I don't want to say anything that might push somebody in the wrong direction or trigger them. But you heard what the book said. If you have family issues and you are ready to heal them, then it's time. If you're seeing this card, it's time. If you're not, then just know that over time, I don't necessarily think that the relationships we have with people, like parents or whatever, can affect the relationships that we have with other people. It can to some degree, but that doesn't mean you're going to keep picking bad, because a lot of people grow up and learn, I don't want to be anything like my parents, you know, and so they choose to be different. They find good partners and they move forward, but that doesn't mean that they've let go of the anger and the pain. So remember again, right here where it says, forgiving them doesn't mean that you're endorsing their behavior. You're not endorsing their behavior. Forgiveness is for you. It's about letting go of the toxic energy. It's about letting go of the toxic, whatever it is, so you can move forward. So, you know, there's not all these weird triggers that might happen. You know, I knew somebody who had a terrible, terrible relationship with their mother, and she has since passed on. But her mom put her down all the time. It was almost like a competition with her. You know, it was almost like a competition with this person. And she never really felt this affection, you know, towards their mom. And, you know, every so often, if somebody said something that sounded like something her mom would say, even if not directed at her, it would trigger her. And, you know, I'm grateful, even though it's not always easy for me to share my mom with people, you know, but I was grateful that she did develop a really good relationship with my mom, because in her short time on this planet, it gave her an opportunity to see what a mom really should be like, you know, that shows them affection, that shows them compassion, empathy, and kindness. So I am grateful for that. So, you know, but that's the kind of thing I mean. And she was never able to forgive her mother. She was never, you know, she passed away, as far as I know, never having forgiven her. And that's sad. But like I said, I am glad that she did find that maternal, you know, empathy and compassion from my own mom. So thanks, Mom. And I'm sure those two are up there just floating around being crazy together. So anyways, so this one, like I said, feels very specific. It doesn't feel like it's specific to anybody watching live. It feels like this is something different. If it resonates, it resonates. But like I said, what I'm hearing in my head is somebody's going to watch this later, and it's just kind of a card for them. So separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I'm going to read that one really quick. And then we'll go to our very last card. Ooh. So, the romance angels are helping you during this period of separation from your partner. This card comes to you as an indication of angelic support as you spend time away from each other. While you're apart, the angels can help fill your hours with healthy activities which will help your present or future relationships. This card may indicate a temporary period of loneliness, such as while your partner is traveling for business, or a time in your life when you're single and preparing for your next relationship. I think that's what it is right there. So, you know, because separation didn't feel like, oh, you know, it's being torn apart. It just felt like like, you know, maybe you're in a new relationship, right? And your partner suddenly has to go on a business trip and you're like, oh my God, we've been together like all the time for like 3 months. What am I going to do? You know, it's our first time apart. And you might feel insecure. You might feel nervous. Maybe you were in a bad relationship before and your patience and trust might be a little unbalanced. This card is telling you it's going to be okay. It's going to all be okay. This person is probably going to be thinking of nothing but you while they're gone. All right. So just, chill and relax. But also, this part really resonated. Or a time in your life when you're single and preparing for your next relationship. So it can also mean, call upon the angels for support and guidance during these transitions. They can help you discover the deep healing to be mined as you spend time alone, which prepares you for the next part of your relationship journey. So there you go. If you are single, or if you are currently, waiting for a loved one to come back, it's going to be okay. So the last one, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. It is time to disconnect from the world. I may actually turn off my phone today. I'm not sure yet. Or put it on do not disturb for the whole day. It's time to disconnect from the world. So let's read what that one has to say. I love the next card in the book is soulmate. Soulmate. So the romance angels see that your love life blossoms as you spend time alone with your partner or by yourself. It appears that you become confused or conflicted by other people's advice. It's time for you to disconnect so that you can better hear your own feelings and opinions. If you were in a partnership, spending time together apart from others will renew your commitment and take it to the next level. This could mean taking a vacation, going on a nature hike, enjoying a long drive, or turning off the phones and computer as you enjoy a quiet afternoon at home. The painting on this card also indicates a honeymoon, which could be the literal message. So there may be a deepening of commitment or a new serious relationship if you're currently single. Ooh. This card may indicate an upcoming engagement, wedding, or renewal of vows. These activities are more meaningful as you spend time alone with your partner. If you're presently single, okay, that's for us guys, us people over here sitting on the corner. Or sitting up against the wall, right, at the school dance. If you're presently single, this card guides you to spend time by yourself, meditating upon your true feelings and thoughts. Be sure to take action based on any intuitive guidance. This strengthens your energy, which helps you rapidly attract and manifest your loving partner. Now, I know, the first thing that popped into my head is, hello, I'm single. I'm always by myself. But I think what it's saying is, don't wallow. Don't wallow in your status. Status isn't everything. Okay, I had to learn that the hard way. I mean, it's literally taken me the majority of my life to realize that a relationship should be a bonus in your life. It should not completely, well, I've known this part for a long time, and I used to tell other people this. And other people might have a different idea, but used in the context that I was using it in, with somebody who was just at somebody else's beck and call. A relationship should complete you, not define you. Okay? It should complete you, not define you. It should be a bonus in your life, not something that, is like a set. Oh, I got the salt and pepper shakers. It should complete you. It should bring joy to your life. It should make you happy. It like that bonus that you sometimes might get at Christmas, right? It should be like, ooh, look at that. Oh, I didn't think I'd get that. That's what it should do. And I think a lot of people, this was me in the past. In the past, I had a tendency to just need to be in a relationship because I placed my value in what other people thought of me. I placed my value and how much I was worth in other people's affection. And I had to learn the hard way that should be coming from me. The one person who needs to love you the most in this life is yourself. When we have, I don't know that there is ever a complete and true self-love. But I know that when we get close, and I say that because I've never experienced it, but I'm sure there are people out there who do, who have this complete respect and appreciation and love for themselves. Not a narcissistic love. It's a desired trait. It's wanting to feel good about yourself. It's wanting to feel like that you belong in this world. part of my problem this last week is I didn't feel like I belonged in this world. I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. I feel that way a lot, like I don't fit in anywhere. And that can get lonely. That can get kind of sad and, but I think what this is talking about to finish up this Aloha Oracle Friday is when we spend time alone with ourselves and we meditate, not wallow, we start to see what we add to this world. We start to see the beauty that we bring to this world, the joy. A lot of times we look in 9 different directions at what everybody else around us is doing and what they're adding to the world. But if you have friends, you have family that loves you, you have family that communicates with you, you're adding to their life. You are adding to their life. Even if it's just a moment. Maybe they don't understand it. Maybe it doesn't make any sense to them. Maybe they're just like, whatever. I got a text from so-and-so. But when they don't get one from you, all of a sudden it's like, wait, are they okay? Are we okay? You start to wonder, you start to feel these things. And then they may check up on you. And it could just be that you forgot to send it, or you've been so busy that you haven't had a chance. It could be something completely normal. But maybe they start to see how important you are in their life, how important you are to them, just as they are to you. So again, if you're single and you wallow like I used to, I'm not going to say I still don't. I don't really wallow anymore. Sometimes I wonder, it's like, I'm getting kind of old. Is it ever going to happen? And, and then you start to doubt yourself, and then you start to think if there's any people left in this world that are worth it. And then you start to remember, but you know what? I'm still going to go out and live my life. I'm still going to go out and have fun. I'm going to go tote around my new Haunted Mansion purse. Thank you, older sibling. I know. Oh, go play with the cannon above my head. Shoot some little styrofoam balls at the cats and let them chase it. But, that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. It's remembering to still truly live your life. And maybe while you're doing that, you might accidentally fall into the lap of the person you're meant to be with. Or maybe they'll fall into yours. Who knows what will happen. They'll trip and just be like, hey, how's it going? Just keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open. Be vulnerable. I'm not sure what the LOL from older sibling is, but I just feel like I was kind of funny for the last few seconds anyway. But like I said, be vulnerable, have patience, and trust. And like I said, this whole episode is brought to you by the number 13 and the word vulnerable, the letter V and vulnerable. All right. And yeah, I don't think there's much more I can say on that. And the only reason I say that is because when I talk about vulnerability is I'm really starting to see the importance of it and to really understand the impact that it can have. She's talking about the cannon. She's like, I have a feeling I'll need to duck soon. Yeah, well, they're styrofoam balls. I mean, they look literally like what a clown will put on the end of their face. But yeah. Oh, anyway. So again, have faith, be patient, and let's work on being vulnerable. You don't have to be vulnerable with everyone. Choose your moments, but you do have to be vulnerable with yourself, because that's how we get the answers to what we need. That's how we get the answers to the questions that we might have. All right. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me for the Aloha Oracle. Monday is lesson number 25 of self-love. And it'll be a good one. So again, I will see everybody. Happy Friday. I will see everybody back here. See, I just mentioned Monday and I get all tongue-tied. I will see everybody back here Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Facebook Live. All lives are public. You can find it under my name, Shelly Marie Lucas. Shelly Marie is one word. There's only one E in Shelly. Last name is spelt like George Lucas, Lucas, or you can catch the replay on the Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie Lucas on YouTube, the Aloha Perspective Facebook page, and if you follow me on Twitter, you will probably run into it there. I just label it as a vlog. All right. So again, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope everybody got the messages they were hoping for. I hope nobody tripped over themselves trying to force something into being for themselves. But just remember, no matter whether or not things resonated with you or not, have patience, have trust, and allow yourself to be vulnerable when you are ready. All right. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching.